Recording in progress.
Mike, will you switch? Yes, very good evening, all the members. I'm very happy to be here. So today's my topic is taxation of online gaming. As said by our secretary sir, before Corona, the number of people who used to play online games, they are very low. But nowadays you can see because of the extent use of smartphones, wide availability of internet, many people are using smartphones and they are playing online games. Recently, starting from 1st April 2023, like from Finance Act 2023 onwards, like there are major amendments both in income tax as well as in GST, especially with regard to taxation of online gaming. In this session, I wanted to cover the aspects of taxation of online gaming both in income tax as well as under GST. Normal mic users. వినిపించట్లేదు. So first of all, మైక్ వర్క్ అవట్లేదా? అందులో కూడా సౌండ్ రాలేదు. మరి నాకు వినిపించట్లేదా? సో ఫస్ట్ వినిపించట్లేదు కదా. Am I audible? నాకు వినిపించట్లేదు. అంటే క్లాస్ చెప్పేటప్పుడు నా వాయిస్ నాకు వినిపిస్తుంది కదా జనరల్లీ, అది అలవాటు అయిపోయి ఇక్కడ వినిపించట్లేదు. So I wanted to cover provisions of income tax as well as GST. So like table of contents are very simple. I'm going to explain you about section 115BB, which was there earlier. And I'm going to explain you about taxation of online gaming 115BBJ. Then I'm going to explain you the TDS provisions under section 194B, 194BA. 194B is with regard to winnings and 194BA is with regard to TDS on winnings from online gaming. Then I'm going to cover GST aspects. You all know some of the recent online games that are there, like you would have heard Dream 11. Like the moment IPL has come, everybody is like, once upon a time there used to be unofficial bettings. Nowadays everybody is doing official bettings through Dream 11. So like Teen Patti, Rummy, Ludo, all these are various kinds of online games. So in Finance Act 2023, a new section was introduced. Erstwhile, previously, online gaming was also got covered under Section 115 BB, taxation of winnings, gambling, winning from gambling, betting, horse races, games of other sort. But like Finance Act 2023 differentiated offline gaming and online gaming. Earlier, like offline gaming as well as online gaming, both used to get taxed under Section 115 BB. With effect from 1st April 2023, considering wide range of like users with regard to online gaming, like our income tax department, like our ministry also started like it came up with a new section, section 115 BBG. First of all, just let us plainly read 115 BBG. Later on, I will dive into the topic and I will explain like the key points about 115 BBJ. Notwithstanding anything contained in any other provisions of this Act, where total income of an SSC includes any income by way of winnings from any online game. So first of all, we should get clarity about what online game means. So what if you have played online game? What if you have won income from online game? Then income tax payable will be amount of income tax calculated on net winnings. So this is also keyword. Section 115 BB uses the word winnings. Section 115 BBJ uses the word net winnings. So under section 115 BB, tax is required to be paid on gross amount without setting any losses, without setting off any expenses, without setting off any deductions. But under section 115 BBJ, like tax is not required to be paid on gross amount. Tax is required to be paid on net winnings. What do you mean by net winnings? I will explain in a short span of time. So tax is required to be calculated on net winnings from such online games during the previous year, computed in the manner as may be prescribed at the rate of 30%. So there is no change in tax rate. For offline gaming, it got covered under section 115 BB. Tax rate applicable is 30%. For online gaming, it got covered under section 115 BBJ. Tax rate applicable is 30%. Now, let us like, so section 115 BBJ starts with the words notwithstanding anything contained in any other provisions of the Act. That means it starts with non-obstant clause. Section 115 BBJ have overriding effect of all other provisions of Income Tax Act. So from now we can clearly tell when we speak about online gaming, please don't refer section 115 BB. You have to refer 115 BBJ because 115 BBJ is exclusively introduced with regard to online gaming. So, thus all winnings from online gaming will be taxed at the rate specified under this provision, even if the user plays online games professionally or casually. You all know, like many students nowadays they are playing PUBG. Okay, that means in online also they are conducting tournaments with regard to PUBG. So like they are becoming professionals in that particular game like online game, and they are making money out of it. These days, you all know, like everyone is focusing on their core competencies and they started making money. Okay, so like many students, many younger age people, they are participating in online gaming and they are making money. So they are becoming professionals in playing that online gaming. So whether you play online game professionally or casually, whatever the winnings that you have received, that winning is taxable under section 115 BBJ. Another, the online, like irrespective of whether online game is game of chance or game of skill, like it is going to get taxed under section 115 BBJ. In this aspect, I just wanted to give clarity about what do you mean by game of skill and what do you mean by game of chance. See, game of skill means in such a game, like the winning of a person is predominantly determined by his experience, by his skill, by his knowledge. So all these factors play a key role in getting the winnings, in getting the income. Best example is Dream 11. Do you have any idea about Dream 11? Have you ever played Dream 11? Nobody? Sir, did you play? Okay, good. See how Dream 11 works. Like today, there is an IPL match that is going on in between CSK and Delhi. Okay, so you need not support any team. You have to choose some players. If those players perform well in the that match, you are going to get points. Based on the points, you are going to get income from, like you are going to get the income. That means here, in order to choose players, at least you should have knowledge, right? Like how a player plays, like whether he is in form or not, like what are his statistics. So using some knowledge, he is going to choose the players. So whatever the income that is received in Dream 11, we can call it as a game of skill. Are you able to understand? So whether you are making money use like in case of game of skill or in case of game of chance, whatever the income that is received, it is taxable under section 115 BBJ. Next, what do you mean by game of chance? You know poker, right? Like cards game. So whenever you are playing cards game, like it is to some extent it involves skill, but to a large extent it involves luck factor also and team party. And like whenever you are paying team party means like three cards will be issued to each subscriber, each one who is playing over there. Okay, based on the cards that he received, like if he is having the more value cards, he is going to win the game. So it is purely out of luck. We don't know whatever the cards that we receive. So, like game of chance, like the in case of game of chance, the outcome is predominantly determined by luck factor. See, in case of game of skill also there will be luck factor, but luck factor will not predominate the skill. Okay, the skill plays a vital role. That is the difference between game of chance or game of skill. This provision will also override provisions of section 115 BB. So, next, what do you mean by online game? Online game has been defined under the amended provision as game that is offered on the internet and is accessible by a user through a computer resource, including any telecommunication device. So first of all, if you want to call a game as online game, it should be played through internet. Okay. Once upon a time, we used to play like games using joysticks in our homes. Like cassette games will be there. You cannot call cassette games as online games. If you want to call a game as online game, first of all, it should be played through internet. If you are playing, like we go to PvP, we go to PVR, we go to malls, there we play games. Those games we cannot call as online games. See, those games also we are playing using electricity and all, but we are not playing over the internet. Only if you play a game over the internet, then only you can call it as online gaming. Are you able to understand? Next. So the following elements should be present before categorizing a game into an online game. First of all, it should be offered on the internet and it should be accessible through a computer resource, including telecommunication device. That means, first of all, you are playing game over the internet. Whether you are downloading the application and playing it, or whether you are playing it in the cloud. You know cloud, right? So whether you are playing it in the cloud, even that also gets qualified under online gaming. So prima facie, you should play the game over the internet, and to play through the internet, you should use either computer resource, including telecommunication device. So telecommunication device is a wider definition. Whatever the like iPad and mobile phones, tablets that we use, all will get covered under the definition of telecommunication device. So a game offered through App Store, cloud, any website can be said to be offered through internet. It is not necessary the game should be downloaded on the computer, and a game played online is sufficient to conclude that it is offered on the internet. Where a game is sold through offline channels like games on DVD or USB, it cannot be said to offered through internet. I already told you, right? PlayStation, like we used to play games through PlayStation. If you are playing games through PlayStation, it cannot be called as online game because it is not played over the internet. So similarly, games played in gaming zones or parlors not connected to internet or not online games. And one more thing, intranet. Intranet means what? It is not like public do not have access to use that net. It is a private network. So using private network also, if you are playing games, that game you cannot call as online game. So once upon a time, we used to go to net centers, and in net centers we used to play games. Okay, 3, 4 of our friends will sit over 4 computers. It is a private network. and in that network, if you play games, it cannot be called as online game. So the definition of online game under the Finance Act aims to cover all games regardless of monetary consideration attached to that game. See, if you want to participate in certain online games, you need to pay subscription fees. And if you want to participate in certain online games, you can participate freely. So any game which you are playing through internet, whether you are depositing money, whether you are not depositing money, still it gets covered under online games. See, recently an amendment was made in Information Technology Act. In that amendment, only those games which are paid for money, like which are played on subscription fees, they only got covered under the definition of online game as per Information Technology Act 2002. But as per Income Tax Act, it covers wider definition. Not only those games which are played over the internet for consideration, even if any game is played through internet without consideration, even that game also covers under the definition of online games. So what do you mean by winnings? Like I'm saying under section 115 BBJ, winning from online gaming is taxable. So till now I have explained to you what online game means. Now let us see what winnings means. Winning a contest does not mean that person who wins should also participate in the contest. Let's say like there are 10 members who are playing PUBG, or there are 10 members who are playing virtual car race. But out of 10 members, there is one of my friend. On such friend, I made a bet that this person will win. My bet is, let's say, 100 rupees. So like, and my friend won, I won the bet. That means what? Am I really participating in virtual car race? I am not participating in virtual car race. That means what? Even though a person is not actually participating in the game, simply if he is wagering, and out of wager if he earns any income, even that income is also getting covered under the definition of winning from online gaming. Is it clear? So I made a bet, I made a wager of 100 rupees on my friend and I won the bet. Even that income is also considered as winning from online gaming. I did not participate in car race, virtual car race. Still, if I make money, that will be considered as winning from online gaming. So if a user places a winning bet on one of the players participating in the esports tournament, the amount he wins can be termed as winning from online games. Someone can win the content even if someone else on the other end has not lost it. Thus, winning is not determined by defeat of the opposition. Generally, betting games, how they happen, if one person wins, definitely opposite person loses. That is erstwhile concept. But nowadays, like if a person wins, he gets taxed under section 115 BBJ. Okay. There is no requirement other person should lose. See, you are playing dream level. Okay. In the dream level, look, against you, there is no other opponent. There is only application. In that application, you are selecting some players. If they perform well, you get money. If they do not perform well, then from your wallet, you get like money will be reduced. That means what? These days, when you are playing online games, there need not be opposite person any competitor. Even though there is no other person as a competitor, even though there is no other person who loses on the other side, still if you make money, even that money is also taxable under section 115 BBJ. So the contest outcome should resulting in something for the one who has won, which can be recognition, monetary gains, or prize in a kind. So, by participating in the game, if any money is received or if any income in the form of kind is received, that is sufficient. It gets taxed under section 115 BBJ. There is no requirement that other person should lose. I will use my ఒకసారి పిలుస్తారా క్లాస్ లో వాడి వాడి అలవాటు అయిపోయింది So the most hot topic, whether loss from one game, can it be set off against income from another game? Like even before I'm coming to this seminar, some of the members are asking me, sir, I got a notice wherein there is one person who has won 1 crore 6 lakh rupees and he has lost 1 crore rupees. Actually, net cash flow is 6 lakh rupees. He has with him 6 lakh rupees. Do he require to pay tax on 1 crore 6 lakh rupees or do he require to pay tax on only 6 lakh rupees? This is the question. For this, my answer is in erstwhile, previously under section 115BB, income is taxable on gross basis. That means on 1 crore 6 lakhs, tax is required to be paid. That means before 1st April 2023, tax is required to be paid on total 1 crore 6 lakh rupees. Yes. You are not required to pay tax on total 1 crore 6 lakh rupees, but you are required to pay tax only on 6 lakh rupees. So, on or after 1st April 2023, new section 115 BBJ got introduced, and section 115 BBJ specifies tax is not required to be paid on winnings, but tax is required to be paid on net winnings. How to calculate net winnings? That I'm going to explain a little shorter, but this is a major deal for all those people who are playing online games because as well, like irrespective of the loss that they are making, they are required to pay tax only on the winnings amount. But as per section 115 BBJ, a big relief is there. They are not required to pay tax on gross amount, they are required to pay tax on net winnings. Now, including netting off is for that previous year only. Yeah, netting off is there for that previous year only, sir. Yeah, I'm going to explain. So the question is whether loss from one game can be set off against income from another game. So it is to be noted that set off of losses of one game from either will be committed in the computation of net winnings itself. So one person asked me, sir, you are saying is there any provision in Income Tax Act where it was clearly specified income of one game can be set off against income of another online game? There is no abstract provision. So they have released Rule 133 on 22nd May 2023. In that Rule 133, they have explained calculation of net winnings. In that calculation of net winnings, income from one online game, like loss from one online game, can be set off against income of another online game. So with that, I can tell you loss of one online game can be set off against income of that online game. So here we can see Mr. A wins 60,000 from online game XYZ and loses 40,000 on game XYZ. The net winnings will be 20,000. So only on 20,000 is required to pay tax liability. Second example, Mr. A wins 70,000 from online game XYZ and loses 40,000 on game ABC. Still, the net winnings will be 30,000. That means you can do set off. And one more thing, I already told you, winning from online games is taxable under section 115 BBJ. But TDS on those winning from online game is required to be deducted under section 194 BA. Under both sections, net winnings calculation is different. That means we will calculate net winnings in a separate way for section 115 DBJ. You will calculate net winnings in a separate way for TDS under section 194 DA. So what constitute net winnings? I request everyone, like because this is the core point, so please pay attention. One of the notable amendments is substitution of winnings with net winnings in the context of online gaming. Net winnings means what? Total income made by through winnings from online games. That means in a year, what is the net income that a user is making through the online gaming? Okay, that means net winnings. Like I gave the formula, net winnings is equal to amount to withdrawn plus closing balance minus amount of non-taxable deposits plus opening balance of the year. Like I will make you understand this in the next slide. It is not working. Okay, clearly done. Suitable for non-taxable deposit. Now, some depositing even rupees might remain there in the account for the purpose of playing online game. If I deposit this money, tomorrow I have won 30 lakh rupees. So my total winnings are 50 lakh rupees. Tomorrow, if I withdraw 20 lakh rupees, out of 20 lakh rupees, I am already withdrawing 10 lakh rupees which I have already deposited. Can it be taxed into section 115 VBJ? Whatever the amount that I have deposited, can it be taxed under section 115 BBJ? It cannot be taxed under section 115 BBJ, right? So what were the initial deposit that you are making, and later on, whatever the amount that you are withdrawing your initial deposit, that cannot be considered as taxable deposit. It will be considered as non-taxable deposit. But subject to the condition, whatever the money that I am depositing in on like online platform is there, that money should be already taxed. That means already taxed income I am depositing in online gaming intermediates for the purpose of playing game. This money we will call as taxable deposit. Or I receive untouched income. Untouched income is not taxable, it is exempt. So any income which is already taxed or which is not subject to tax, if that money is deposited in online gaming intermediary, that amount we call as non-taxable deposit. Is it clear? So taxable deposit means any amount that is not non-taxable deposit is there, that will be considered as taxable deposit. Next. Just look this example. Mr. A makes initial deposit of 10,000 rupees. That means in order to play the online game, he should have money, right? So using his personal money, he started playing the online game. He deposited 10,000 rupees. On 10th April 2023, he wins 65,000 rupees. On 15th April 2023, he withdraws 25,000 rupees. That means as on 10th April 2023, his wallet balance is 75,000 rupees. Am I correct? 10,000 is his initial deposit, 65,000 is winning from online game. So his wallet balance is 75,000 rupees. Out of 75,000 rupees, he withdraws 25,000 rupees. On 6th May 2023, he uses 38,000. The closing balance of user account is 12,000. So the net winnings for the purpose of section 115 BBJ will be 27,000. How, like I have told you one formula, right? Amount withdrawn plus closing balance. minus amount of non-taxable deposits plus opening balance of the year. Here I wanted to give one small clarification. Amount of non-taxable deposits I already made you understand. Okay, whatever the amount that I am depositing, that will be considered as non-taxable deposit. Then opening balance of the year. Opening balance means what? It is already got taxed in earlier year, right? So whatever the amount that I have withdrawn and whatever the closing balance is there, from that amount I need to reduce non-taxable items. Whatever the initial deposit that I have made, it is not taxable. Whatever the opening balance is there, it is already taxed in earlier year. So non-taxable items I am reducing to current year's winnings. What is current year's winnings? Current year's winnings is equal to what the amount that I have withdrawn plus closing balance. So amount withdrawn plus closing balance minus amount of non-taxable deposits plus opening balance year. It will be 27,000. See, you can calculate on net basis. 65,000 amount is received. How much is lost? 38,000 is lost. So net winning is 27,000. That is one way of calculation. But to put it in a calculation in a more organized way, this formula is given under rule 2. Is it clear? So net winnings for the purpose of section 115 BBJ is equal to amount withdrawn plus closing balance minus amount of non-taxable deposits plus opening balance of the year. So rule 123 clarifies taxable deposit. We will be allowed deduction to players in computation of net winnings. Accordingly, the amount deposited by players to participate in the game should be excluded in computation of net winnings. So when you are calculating net winnings, whatever the amount that is deposited, it is to be excluded. This losses incurred by players during the financial year will be adjusted while computing the net income. However, in case of any unadjusted loss at the end of the financial year, the same will not be carried forward to subsequent years. So the thing is, whatever the loss that he faces, if all loss he is able to recover in the form of winnings, that loss can be cut off in current financial year. In current financial year, if loss is more than winnings, then whatever the extra loss is there, extra loss you cannot carry forward to subsequent years. You cannot do interhead set off. Whatever the losses that are there in current financial year, losses from one online game, you can set off against another online game. Maximum set of clauses shall not be available as section 115 VBJ provides for taxation of income from online gaming at the rate of 30%. The income other than income from online gaming will be taxed separately, and income from online gaming will be taxed at flat rate 30%. So therefore, internet set off of losses shall not be available. Sir, can you carry forward losses from online gaming to next year? No, you cannot carry forward losses to next year. So simply, like we should tell to the client, whatever the losses that you are making, please try to cover all those losses on or before the end of the previous year by way of winnings. Then only you have the facility to set off, facility to set off. So there is no provision under the Income Tax Act which provides for carry forward of losses under the income from other sources except losses incurred by way of by the SSC in activity of owning and maintaining racehorses. You all know, like when it comes to income from other sources, losses under the other sources are not eligible to be carried forwarded except losses of owning and maintaining racehorses. Rather than the remaining losses, you cannot carry forward into subsequent years. So obviously, loss from online gaming is also not eligible to be carried forward into subsequent years. And no benefit of maximum exemption limit. You all know basic exemption limit nowadays under like optional tax rates, it is 2,50,000. Under concessional tax rates, 115 BAC basic exemption limit is 3 lakhs. Again, is winning from online gaming, you cannot set off even basic exemption limit also. Even setting off of basic exemption limit is also not available for winning from online gaming. So we can say whatever the net winnings are there, net winnings are chargeable at flat rate of 30%. Against net winnings, you cannot set off basic exemption limit. Revision under section 87A. See, revision under section 87A is where you winning from online games. That means like whatever the income that is received, that means that are taxable and online gains are there. On that, you are going to calculate 30% tax, right? From 30% tax, you can claim rebate under section 87A. I hope you are aware with the recent amendment that is made in Finance Act 2023. Under Finance Act 2023, there are three types of tax rates. Default tax rates under section 15 BSC and optional tax rates which were clear under rates. Okay. As per regular tax rates, benefit available is rupees. As per optional tax rate, rebate benefit available is 7 lakh rupees. So rebate benefit is available only for resident individuals. Only for resident individual rebate benefit is available and under optional tax rate, the rebate available is 5 lakhs. So under default tax rate, rebate available is 7 lakhs. The interesting thing is, if total income is greater than 5 lakhs, and optional tax rates as per Finance Act 2022, which were regular by regular tax rates. If total income is greater than 1 lakh, let's say my total income is 5 lakh 10 rupees. I am required to calculate tax from 2 lakh 50,000 tax. But also, as per optional tax rates under section 15 BAC, marginal relief is also available for rebate. That means what? If total income is 7 lakh 10 rupees, you are not tax from 2 lakh, like still rebate is available. That's what I have presented here. Quantum of rebate under default tax regime under section 115 BAC. If total income does not exceed 7 lakh rupees, rebate is equal to 100% of tax or 25%, whichever is lower. If total income is less than 7 lakhs, then also rebate is available. That is the interesting thing. So if total income is greater than 7 lakhs, how are we going to calculate rebate? Rebate will be calculated in 3 steps. Step one is total income minus 7 lakhs, nothing but differential income. The income over and above 7 lakhs. Second step is tax on total income. Total income is what, like I can explain you with this chart. You can see this chart. Let us go to case one. Income from online gaming is rupees. Other income is 6 lakh rupees. So total income is 7 lakh rupees. But the total income exceeded 7 lakhs? No. Total income is on 7 lakh rupees, right? So if total income is up to 7 lakhs, available is actual tax on 25,000, whichever is lower. So tax on total income is 45,000. From that you have paid rebate of 25,000 and thereby net tax is 20,000 on the HEC 20,800. Now let us see case 2. Income from online gaming is 1 lakh. Other income is 6 lakh 10,000. So total income is 7 lakh 10,000. That means total income crosses 7 lakh rupees, right? Now tax on 7 lakh 10,000 rupees is 46,000. Tax on 7 lakh 10,000 rupees is 46,000. How much is income which is over and above 7 lakhs? Income over and above 7 lakhs is 10,000. Now, how much is the rebate? Rebate is equal to 36,000. That means, let's compare case 1 with case 2. For income 10,000 rupees. In case of income is 7 lakhs. In case 2, income is 10,000. So, excess income is 10,000. So, what is tax on total 7 lakh 10,000? 46,000 rupees. Rebate is equal to 36,000 rupees. Simply, difference between tax liability and increased income will be provided as rebate. Here tax liability is 46,000. Increased income is 10,000. Difference is provided as rebate. Are you able to understand? 36,000 is rebate and balance tax is 10,000 and health and education is 4%. So net tax liability is 10,000. Here interesting thing is if total income does not exceed 7 lakhs, he uses the words 25,000 or actual tax, whichever is here. But if total income is greater than 7 lakhs, he did not specify any monetary amount. He just specified whatever the tax payable that is in excess of 7 lakhs is there. Here in excess of 7 lakhs income is 10,000. So tax payable is 46,000. How much is in excess of 10,000? 36,000. 36,000 is allowed as rebate. That means in this case, if total income is greater than 7 lakhs only, it is beneficial. Check compare 1 and 2. In case of one, if total income is less than 7 lakhs, he specified monetary amount 25,000. That's why we have claimed greater than 25,000 only. But if total income is greater than 7 lakhs, for rebate, he did not specify monetary limit. He specified excess tax over and above the excess income. Here, excess income is 10,000. Over and above 10,000, what is the excess tax? 36,000 was allowed as rebate. That is the interesting thing. Next. Let's see, fifth case. Income from online gaming is 55,000. Other income is 6,50,000. So overall total income is 7,05,000. So how much is the excess income? 5,000 is the excess income. So how much is tax on total income? 36,500. So how much is actual tax? Excess above 5,000. 31,500. So 31,500 was allowed as rate and only the balance 5,000 is taxable. Now let us see seventh case. Income from online gaming is only just 3,000 rupees and that is taxed 30%. Other income is 72,000. That is taxable slab rates. Total income is 75,000. Tax on total income is 26,100. Here total income is 7,05,000. Total income exceeded 7 lakhs. Still rebate is available. So tax amount is 26,500. How much actual tax liability is more than 5,000? 21,100 is excess tax rate. That excess tax is allowance rebate and only balance 1,000 is taxable. So this is the provision. Next. No deduction of any expenditure or allowance. See, whatever the you are playing online games. For that you are purchasing laptop. For that there is depreciation. Depreciation is an expenditure, but you cannot set off expenditure against earnings. Whatever the like apportioned rent is there, whatever the apportioned electricity is there for the purpose of online gaming, all these expenses you cannot set off against earnings. That means whatever the net winnings are there, net winnings are fully taxable. From net winnings you cannot claim any expenses. There is one interesting point with regard to 58.4. I wanted to play one online game. For that, I need to take membership. Membership fees I have to pay 500 rupees. Okay, paying membership fees, I need to deposit some money for the purpose of playing online game. There is one something now, number 240, which specifies the what mean by winning. Winning means like in that circular, he clearly specified what that he won over and above the bet value. That means, let's say, initially I have kept a bet of 10,000 rupees. I won 1 lakh rupees. Now, what is my winning? My winning is only 90,000 rupees. That means whatever the amount that you are paying to participate, like over and above that amount will only be considered as winnings. That means initial joining fees, whatever that is there, that you can reduce, and over and above that amount is only considered as winnings. Only joining fees you can claim as expenditure. Other than joining fees, whatever the remaining all are there, depreciation on computer and apportioned rent, apportioned electricity, remaining all expenses are not allowed as reduction from winnings. So this is summary. Section 115 BBJ, tax is levied on winning from online gaming. Applicable tax rate 30%. Tax is to be calculated on net winnings. I have told you net winnings formula. Now let us move forward. Corresponding TDS section 194 BA. TDS is to be deducted on net winnings comprised in user account. Yes, TDS on winning from online gaming. Section 194 BA. Erstwhile, for winnings, the TDS section is 194 B. But as per Finance Act 2023, 194B was amended. In 194B, winning from online games were excluded and winning from online games are specifically included in section 194BA. So here there are certain important points which are to be known. So income coverage is income winnings from only online game. TDS is required to be deducted on net winnings comprised in the user account. So what do you mean by user account? That I am going to explain. Threshold limit, no threshold limit. This is one of the very important points. Under section 194B, up to 10,000 rupees, no TDS is required to be deducted. But under section 194 BA, there was a major amendment. What these online gaming people are willing to do, for each transaction, they are not deducting TDS. They are ensuring each transaction is less than 10,000 rupees and they are not deducting TDS. Thereby, they are circumventing the legislative intent. Okay, so that's why under section 194 BA, no threshold limit was provided. That means whatever the amount that is withdrawn from online user account is there. On that amount, straight away TDS will be deducted irrespective of threshold limit. Even that 10,000 threshold limit is also not available for 194 BA. Next. When TDS is required to be cleared. Whenever money is withdrawn from online gaming user account, if money is not withdrawn from online gaming user account, at the end of the year, whatever the closing balance is there, on that amount TDS will be deducted. Is it clear? Payment. Payment must be online gaming intermediary. Who is called as online gaming intermediary? Let us see. Online gaming intermediary means an intermediary that offers one or more online games. Simply, you can say application. Whatever the web application that is providing you, is giving you access to play online games is there. That web application we can call as any intermediary. Who is called as user? User means any person who accesses or avails any computer resource of an online gaming intermediary. User account. User account means whatever the account that is open with that online gaming account is that is called as user account. So obligation to deduct TDS is applicable on all types of vehicles, skill or game of chance. The obligation to TDS is also applicable even in cases where the players do not meet deposit for participating in the game. So, like I already told you, there are some online games where you are required to pay money. There are some online games you are not required to pay subscription fee. So whether you have paid money or not, that is not relevant. Whenever you are winning certain amount and you are withdrawing that amount, TDS will be deducted. Online gaming may involve multiple games being played multiple times on a single gaming platform by the online gamer, some of which may result into losses and some of may result into gains. Interesting thing is, TDS is required to be deducted on net winnings. That means what? If you know section 194B, let's say I am doing betting. In one betting, I won 80,000 rupees. In another betting, I lost 30,000 rupees. Now TDS is required to be deducted on total 80,000 rupees as per section 194B. But as per 194B, even on maximum TDS is required to be deducted. That means the same concept I will apply for online gaming. In online gaming one, I won 80,000 rupees. With the same online gaming intermediary, I lost 50,000 rupees. Now we will deduct TDS on 50,000 rupees. We will not deduct TDS on 80,000 rupees. That is the major change. So calculation of net winnings for TDS under section 194 BA. I request everyone to take the attention because this is something if you lose focus in the middle, it's unable to catch the point. So that's why please focus here. Net winnings on first withdrawal during financial year. Net winnings is equal to A minus B plus C, where A is equal to amount of withdrawal from your account. B is equal to aggregate amount of non-taxable deposit made till the time of such withdrawal. C is equal to opening balance of user account at the beginning of financial year. Now, I explained that part, right? For this part, I'm going to tell you the example. Please look the screen. First, year of joining the game. Opening balance is zero. How much is joining bonus? 20,000 rupees. This joining bonus is to be used only for playing the games and not withdrawal or any other purpose. That means what? As soon as I start playing online game, he just give bonus of 20,000 rupees. If I want to withdraw 20,000 rupees, can I withdraw? They can withdraw 20,000 rupees. Only for that. That means in order to make me happy that game, he is giving me some money and he is asking me to play, but I cannot withdraw the 20,000 rupees. Now this 20,000 rupees, like it cannot be considered in calculation of winnings because that 20,000 rupees I can use to play, but I cannot withdraw. So it cannot be considered as winnings. Next, deposit played. How much he deposited? 10,000 rupees. and he won 40,000 rupees. So balance in his account is 50,000 rupees. How much he has withdrawn? 20,000 rupees. What I told, TDS is required to be deducted in two parts. At the time of withdrawal, TDS is deducted. If at the time of withdrawal, TDS is not deducted, TDS is deducted at the end of the year. So here he withdraw 20,000 rupees, right? On withdrawal of 20,000 rupees, how to deduct TDS? First withdraw on September, how much? 20,000 rupees. So one thing, whatever the amount that is withdrawn, on withdrawn amount, TDS is not required to be deducted. TDS is required to be deducted on net winnings. I withdraw 20,000 rupees. But out of 20,000 rupees, initially I made deposit of 10,000 rupees from my own money, right? So the 10,000 rupees will be taken away and only on balance 10,000 rupees TDS will be deducted. Is it clear? So, like total amount withdrawn by me is 20,000. How much I initially deposited? 10,000. So, initial deposit money is already taxed in earlier years. So, on that amount, TDS will not be deducted. Only on balance 10,000, TDS is required to be deducted. So, did you understand? On first withdrawal, 20,000 rupees. Next. Subsequently, whatever the balance 30,000 is there in his account, total 30,000 he lost. Next, there is no money, so again he deposits 40,000 into his account. Then also he faces a loss of 36,000 and balance in his account is 4,000 rupees. Then in third time he won amount of 6,000 rupees. So the balance amount in his account is 10,000 rupees. Subsequent withdrawal is 4,000 rupees. That means out of 10,000, how much he has withdrawn? He has withdrawn only 4,000 rupees. Now, on subsequent withdrawal, TDS is required to be deducted. First withdrawal is 20,000. On the 20,000, I have explained you the net winnings concept. On subsequent withdrawal, how to deduct TDS? That is given here. Net winnings on subsequent withdrawal during financial year. How much? A minus B plus C plus E. A represents aggregate amount withdrawn. Be careful. Aggregate amount withdrawn means what? Initially I have withdrawn 20,000 rupees. Subsequently I am withdrawing how much? 6,000. Subsequent withdrawal is 4,000. That means I need to take aggregate amount 20,000 plus 4,000. 24,000 I need to do. I need to reduce aggregate amount of non-taxable deposits till the time of such. Then I need to reduce only winnings. E represents net winnings comprised in the whole protocol of withdrawals on which tax has been deducted under section 194 EA. That means already on 10,000 rupees TDS was deducted, right? So that 10,000 rupees, on that 10,000 rupees, again you should not deduct TDS. That's why that is also to be reduced. So on subsequent withdrawal, you can see initially I have withdrawn 20,000 rupees and second time withdrawn 4,000 rupees. So aggregate withdrawal is 24,000 rupees. Initially I have deposited 10,000 and later on I deposited 40,000. You can see initially on June I deposited 10,000 and on deposit 40,000 is also there. So aggregate amount deposited is 15,000. That is to be reduced. So and what is the amount on which I have already deducted TDS? On 10,000 rupees, I have already deducted TDS, right? So net winnings is 36,000. As net winnings is net to balance, no TDS is required to be deducted on subsequent withdrawal. I said, at the time of withdrawal, TDS will be deducted as well as at the end of the year, whatever the closing balance is there, even on closing balance also, TDS is required to be deducted. So on closing balance, how TDS is going to be deducted? For this, the formula is A plus D minus B plus C plus E. A means aggregate amount withdrawn. B represents aggregate amount of the non-taxable deposit during the financial year. C represents opening balance at the beginning of financial year. D represents closing balance. So A plus D means what? The objective is to deduct the TDS on net winnings. How to calculate net winnings? Whatever the amount that I have withdrawn plus closing balance. On the total amount, TDS is required to be deducted. But initially I have made deposit, that is non-taxable deposit, that I am reducing under B. And C amount is opening balance, that is already taxed every year. So on that amount, I am not going to deduct the TDS. E represents already the amount which is subject to TDS. So total amount of withdrawals and closing balances I am reducing whatever the amount that is already taxed or that is already subject to TDS. So I am arriving at net amount only on that net amount I am going to deduct TDS. So how to calculate this? And I am not finance year. In finance year, how much is the production that I have withdrawn? Initially, I have withdrawn 20,000 rupees. Second time, I have withdrawn 4,000 rupees. So total withdrawn made by me is 24,000. Closing balance is 6,000. Closing balance is 6,000. So total amount liability fund tax deduction is 22,000 to 6,000, 13,000. But these non-taxable deposits were also so now to diagnose aggregate amount of non-taxable deposit. I have deposited two times. First I have deposited 10,000. Second I have deposited 40,000. So 50,000 non-taxable deposit that I have to use. Next, opening balance is not there. And till now, already on 10,000 TDS was deducted, right? On first withdrawal, 10,000 TDS was deducted. The payment also I have deducted. So for 194 BA, net winnings is 30,000 rupees. For 194A, winnings is 30,000. So if net winnings is negative amount, no TDS is required to be deducted. Amount to be declared in computation of income under the section 150 BBJ, that is 20,000. So that's why here you can see net winnings formula is different for 194 BA, net winnings formula is also different for 150 BBJ. Okay. The only difference is when you are calculating net winning for 194 BA, whatever the amount on which already tax was deducted, that also you will reduce. Already tax was deducted on 10,000, right? It was also reduced. That's why net winnings is 30,000. However, under section 115 BBC, net winnings is 20,000. Actually, it is net loss. We cannot call it as net winning because it is a negative figure. Next, second year I started with opening balance of 6,000. Joining bonus is not there, deposit is also not there. However, I won 30,000 rupees. See, just look, 6,000 already got tax in first year, right? On 6,000 again, can you tax? You cannot tax. So, what the closing balance 36,000 is there. On closing balance, we have reduced the opening balance and only on net amount, TDS is required to be deducted and tax is required to be paid in the section 15 BBJ. Now, sir, what if the winnings are given in the form of kind or winnings are given in the form of cash as well as in the form of kind? Cash component is not sufficient for the purpose of deducting TDS. In such a case, Income Tax Act uses one word. The person who is paying the winnings, he should ensure tax on that winnings in the form of kind is paid before releasing the winnings. That means what? One small clarification here. If winnings in the form of kind is given to online gaming user, let's say in online game, an iPhone is issued. iPhone is purchased from external party. Whatever the purchase price of iPhone is there, that will be taken as value of winnings. If any winnings good is purchased by online gaming intermediary only, what the manufacturing cost is there, that will be taken as value of winnings. When you are calculating value of winnings, please don't consider GST amount. That means we need to consider only taxable value as winnings of kind. So there are four ways where TDS can be like tax payment can be ensured if winnings are in the form of kind. Option one is pay off losses of the winning and price tax out of his pocket. Alternatively, the winner can deduct and deposit the tax to the government by crossing them. Let's say I want one laptop. Laptop cost is 40,000 rupees. I told to the online gaming intermediary, I do not have any money to pay tax. If you want to give laptop, give laptop. Otherwise, don't give laptop, I said. So he wanted to give laptop to me. In such a case, he need to consider laptop value at 70%. He need to gross up the amount. On gross the amount, he is required to TDS. That means he is liable to pay tax on gross the. That is option one. Second one is paying his cash to the payer to meet previous liability. Now, laptop is given to me, right? Laptop value is 40,000. 40,000 into 30, 12,000 rupees I have given to him. Then I can take the laptop. That means whatever the tax liability that I have to pay, he is collecting from me and then he is releasing the winnings. Third option. Any account is debited amount of previous into section 194 BA if it will have credit balance of partial withdrawal of winning. What do you mean by this? Just now we have seen user account. We have seen how to calculate net winnings. So whatever the TDS amount is there, TDS amount can be debited to user account. Whatever the amount that is debited to user account, user cannot withdraw it and online gaming intermediary will consider that amount and will pay that amount to the government. Fourth option, payee pays tax and gives challan to the payer. Form 26Q was included provisions for reporting such transactions. So fourth case is I will pay 12,000 rupees. I will get the income tax challan. I will give this income tax challan to online gaming intermediary and then he will release the winnings. When he is filing TDS return, he can disclose in 26Q that tax was paid by the user and challan was produced. So for reporting such kind of transactions also 26 was created. So whenever winnings are given in the form of kind, it is the obligation of the online gaming intermediary to ensure tax is paid to the government. If tax is not paid to the government, in such a case, section 279C and 276B gets attracted to online gaming intermediary. That means penal provisions will get attracted to online gaming intermediary. Next, multiple wallets under one user. It means what? Let's say you are looking into one online gaming platform. In that online gaming platform, I am playing four games. Sudoku, Poker, Yummy, Brain Level. For each game, there is separate wallet is there. For each game, there is separate wallet is there. Now he has option. If he wants to deduct keywords, he can deduct keywords separately for each wallet. If he wants to integrate, he can integrate all the wallets. If he is not integrating all the wallets, in such a case, whatever the amount transferred from one wallet to another wallet is there, that will be considered as transfer and withdrawal. If he is consolidating means inter-user accounts transactions will be eliminated. Is it clear? And one more thing, like I am playing Sudoku. From Sudoku user account to Google Pay, I have transferred money. That will be considered as withdrawal. That means from online gaming user account to any other account, if you transfer amount, if you transfer money, that will be considered as withdrawal only. And upon withdrawal, it is provisional transaction. Treatment in case of money borrowed. What do you mean by this? Let's say I wanted to play, I'm a playing online game, but I'm not having any money. So I borrowed from you 3 lakh rupees. And using this 3 lakh rupees, I'm playing online gaming. So whatever the money that is borrowed by the user is there, borrowed money will be considered as non-taxable deposit. Treatment in case of bonus, referral bonus incentives. Only nothing. Bonus is given. What you have to check, can you withdraw that bonus or not? If you are able to withdraw that bonus, then it will be considered as taxable deposit. It will be considered as winnings. Let's say I played one game, I won 1 lakh rupees. I also won bonus of 30,000 rupees, which I can withdraw. That means this 30,000 rupees is also considered as winnings. Second case, I played online game. I won 50,000 rupees. Bonus is 7,000 rupees, which I cannot withdraw. It is just for the purpose of playing game. That means when I am playing game, if I am short of money, I can use that money, but I cannot withdraw. So in such a case, like whatever the money that cannot be withdrawn is there, it cannot be considered as winnings. Online gaming intermediary should relook at various promotional or incentive schemes and assess whether such amounts will be considered for the purpose of computation of net winnings. In this scenario, I wanted to tell one interesting thing. Let's say I played one online game. I won 1 lakh rupees. I also won one cricket bat worth 15,000 rupees. That means cricket bat worth 15,000 rupees that I have received. But User account is not created with value of bank, but online gaming intermediary should ensure whatever the value of kind is, even that is also to be added to the user account as winnings. Whatever the fair market value of the kind is there, even that is also to be added to the user account with the winnings. So we should not look only from monetary point of view, cash flow point of view. If there are any kind benefits are received, value of kind is also required to be added to the user account. Let's see this example. Opening balance of wallet is 20,000. Some earned from online gaming is 20,000. The referral bonus not for withdrawal. That means in my user account, I'm having balance of 55,000. But out of 55,000, how much I can withdraw? I can withdraw only 40,000 rupees, right? Whatever the bonus 15,000 that got added, I cannot withdraw. So in this case, only 40,000 rupees will be considered in calculation of net winning. Out of 40,000, 20,000 rupees is non-taxable deposit. I have deposited from my own pocket. So only balance 20,000 winning TDS is required to be deducted. See this example. Opening balance 55,000. Some money from online gaming 10,000. The referral bonus of last year now reclassified as available for withdrawal. That means in last year he did not give permission for me to withdraw. But in current previous year he is giving permission to me for withdrawal. So how much amount is there last year? 15,000 rupees, right? Those 15,000 rupees also I can withdraw in current previous year. So that 15,000 will be considered in calculation of. So you can see down the line, computation of net winnings. Aggregate amount withdrawn 0. Closing balance is 65,000. To the closing balance, I have added 15,000 rupees also. Why? Because in last year, I cannot withdraw, but in current year, I got covered to withdraw. So even that 15,000 is also required to be added to wallet. That amount is considered to be withdrawn. When amount is withdrawn from user simple. From online intermediary user account to any other account, Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm, any account other than registered with online gaming intermediary. If you transfer any amount, such transfer will be considered as withdrawal and TDS is required to be deducted. Another important point I will. In my wallet, my balance is 30,000 rupees. He gave me one option. If you want to withdraw, you can withdraw 30,000 rupees. Or else I will give you one coupon 40,000 rupees. You can take this coupon and you can purchase the merchandise. Now, even like transaction of online money into coupon is also considered as withdrawal and TDS is required to be 30,000 euros. Coupon amount should not be considered. Whatever the money that is got converted, then on the TDS is 10,000. But it is very. Sir, I'm sorry, one small clarification. Whatever the 30,000, sir, whatever the monetary value of that coupon is there on the TDS is going to be 40,000 TDS. I'm sorry. In case of balancing user account, is named against issuance of a coupon or voucher. Such instance will also be considered as withdrawal. So, one another example, TQ&R or online gamers. They participated in various matches and tournaments of EA Sports games throughout the financial year. Their user account details are as follows. Let us see one by one. First, let us see each user account. Opening balance is 1 lakh. He made deposit of 5 lakhs. Amount of winnings is 12 lakhs. Amount of loss debited, the amount withdrawn is 15 lakh rupees. Closing balance is 3 lakh rupees. So net winnings chargeable to tax under section 115 DBJ is E plus F minus A plus P. So E means amount withdrawn plus closing balance. So you all know I have explained the formula net winnings. Now let us see R base. Opening balance is 0. Deposit made is 6 lakhs. Amount of loss is 10 lakhs. That means whatever the non-taxable deposit that he has made, he completely lost and there is net loss of 4 lakh rupees. In this case, TDS is not going to be. Yeah, I have already explained to you this. If payment is not routed through user account, the cricket bat example, the cricket bat is not included in user account. In such a case, fair market value of cricket bat on credit side, you should add that amount. On debit side, you should consider it as withdrawal and TDS is required to be. So this cricket bat example I have explained to you. Sir, there are some people who play with very meager amounts, small amounts. Let's say I just wanted to see how online game works. I'm depositing some 70 rupees. I'm using 70 rupees and playing online game. Okay. So it is very difficult to deduct TDS even on small amounts also. So to provide relief to such in such scenarios, the guidelines give relaxation. What is that relaxation? You can see this table. If the paying from beginning, I am saying TDS is not required to be deducted on amount of withdrawal. TDS is required to be deducted on net winnings. So, in amount of net winnings in the withdrawal is up to 500 rupees. No TDS is required to be deducted. If the amount of withdrawal is greater than 100 rupees, then TDS is required to be deducted. So, if net winnings is greater than 100 rupees, tax applied on withdrawal amount at the time of withdrawal. If it is less than 100 rupees, then like at the end of the financial year, it gets like TDS is required to be deducted. So no tax deducted at the time of withdrawal. So on subsequent withdrawal, I want to have one small example. In a month of April, I have withdrawn 200 rupees. Out of 200 rupees, my earnings are only 80 rupees. So what I need to consider withdrawal amount or net winnings? I need to consider net winnings. My net winnings are 80 rupees, which is less than 100 rupees. So on 80 rupees withdrawal transaction, I am not required to do TDS. In the month of April, sorry, in the month of May, I have withdrawn 400 rupees. Out of 400 rupees, my net winnings are 300. Now 300 is greater than 100, right? Now your May month winnings, May month net winnings plus April month net winnings on total amount it is what if I do not withdraw amount all through the year? Then at the end of the financial year, whatever the closing balance is there, on that, like whatever the net winnings that are there in closing balance is there, TDS is going to be deducted. Rule 123, sorry, Rule 133 came on 22nd June 2023. See, the provision of 115 BB TDS in section 194 BA that it was from 1st April 23. But no clarity is put clarity was given in a month of May, 22nd May 2023. So from 1st April to 22nd May, that's were the transactions that are done. On them, even though TDS is not deducted in the month of April, still it is fine. No interest will be levied. So in the month of April withdrawals and in the month of April, May withdrawals, TDS is required to be paid on or before 7th June. So there is relaxation. What are the period for which clarity is not there from 1st April to 22nd May. So from penal consequences, there was some relief. So these are nothing but differences between old provisions and new provisions, which I am explained from the beginning. So now I wanted to speak on GST aspects of small bit. Charging అయిపోతుంది Okay, before the deadline comes, let me discuss few points. Actionable claims were covered under the definition of good under GST. But on all actionable claims, GST is not levied. The reason is when you see Schedule 3, negative list. In Schedule 3, actionable claims other than lottery, betting, and gambling. These words were used. That means actionable claims is covered in the definition of which, as well as actionable claims were also covered into the definition of negative list. The difference is lottery, betting, gambling were excluded in the negative list. That means lottery, betting, gambling were included in definition of goods, and on lottery, betting, and gambling, GST will be levied. That is provision till 1st October 2023. From 1st October 2023 onwards, a notification came. That notification specifies say, before 1st October 2023, actionable claims means like in negative list, actionable claims other than betting, gambling, and land was the honor of 1st October 2023 NT number 6 was amended. And NT number 6 was amended and they have anything about actionable claims after that specific actionable claims. Earlier, lottery betting and gambling were excluded from actionable claims. So they are covered under the definition of use. Now they have excluded specified actionable claims. That means specified actionable claims were covered under the definition of rules. Now what is the specified actionable claims? Simply before 1st October 23, on three actionable claims, there was GST. On or after 1st October 2023, on six actionable claims, there was GST. Six actionable claims were covered under the definition of rules. What are they? Betting, casinos, gambling, horse racing, lottery, online money gaming. That means these three are only included in definition of rules. Casinos, horse racing, online money gaming. These three are also excluded from negative list. That means they are included in definition of goods. So as per VST, what online gaming means? Means offering a game on the internet on an electronic but and includes online money gaming. What do you mean by online money gaming? Online money gaming means online gaming in which player pay or deposit money or monies worth, including virtual digital assets. That means in order to participate, I can deposit their money. See, some people are nowadays playing using cryptocurrencies. Even if you deposit cryptocurrencies, okay, the money gaming we call it, the online gaming we call it online money gaming. That means in order to participate, you are not only if you deposit money, even if you deposit cryptocurrencies, still it gets covered under the definition of online money gaming. The definition of supplier was also amended. See, casinos, horse racing, and online money gaming, these are included in the definition of goods. So those persons who are providing base per like who are providing intermediary for these gamings, they are included in definition of supplier. So those who are creating platform for these casinos, horse racing, and online money gaming, also, they will be considered as supplier and they are included in the definition of supplier. Specific national claim of online money gaming will be taxed under IGST as import of goods without applicability of customs duty. Now, important thing is, like, there is one person, he is playing online gaming. But the host of online gaming, the organizer of that online money gaming is not in India. He is hosting outside India. Now, generally, gaming is to be considered as import of service. But in GST, it was not considered as import of service because actionable claim is covered into the definition of good. That's why even though it is on trade nature, it is in a kind of service. So, as per act, it is not service, it will be considered as import of goods and IGST will be levied because we are including actionable definition and these are considered as goods. So on levy reading, it may appear like practically it appears as service. But when it comes to levy of GST, it will be levied as if import of goods. Loss of supply. The taxability of supply of online money gaming by a person located outside the taxable territory to a person in India. A supplier of online money gaming not located in the taxable territory shall in respect of supply of online money gaming by him to a person in taxable territory. Simply, if you remember what is OIM of services, okay, that means if a person is providing services from outside India, okay, he should ensure tax is required to be deposited. For that purpose, you need to appoint an agent or you need to appoint a person. So the same provisions are applicable here also. So those persons who are providing online money gaming from outside India, they are required to appoint a person for the purpose of payment of GST. Or if there is any agent of such person, that agent should take registration and he should deposit the money. Sir, what if agent is not appointed? If a person is not appointed for payment of GST, then whatever the online source through which he is providing online money gaming is there, all those sources will be liable for blockage. That means GST authorities will have power to block their sites from providing online gaming to users in taxable territory. So, for the purpose of complying with above property, supplier of online money gaming shall obtain a single registration under the simplified registration scheme. However, any person located in taxable territory representing such supplier, that means representing an agent for the purpose in taxable territory, shall get registered and pay integrated tax on behalf of the supplier. Further, if the supplier does not have physical presence or does not have representative in taxable territory, he should appoint a person in taxable territory for the purpose of paying integrated tax. See, in case of failure to comply with above provisions by the supplier of online money gaming, or person appointed by such supplier or group, notwithstanding anything contained in 69A of Information Technology of 2000, any information generated, transmitted, received, or hosted in any computer source used for supply of online money gaming visit supplier shall be liable to be blocked accessed by the public in such manner as being previously and value of supply very important. Earlier in GST there was differentiation. If it is game of skill on joining fees only GST will be charged. Let's say I wanted to participate in an online game. The game is dream level. Let's say it is a game of skill. On betting I am not required to pay GST. Only on joining fees I am required to pay GST. If it is game of chance, on bet amount I am required to pay GST. So we have a step of 23. If the online money gaming is game of chance, on bet amount I am required to pay 28% GST. With respect to the 23, if online money gaming is game of fee, on joining fees, 18% GST is required to be paid. That means there is a clear cut distinction wherever there is execution of expertise, experience, skill, and all, rate of GST is very low, and GST is required to be paid only on joining fees. There is chance of luck. GST is required to be paid on total at the rate of 28%. But there are many issues. Okay, every person, every online money gaming person, they will try to prove that they are going game of skill. Okay, to levy only 18% GST on government fees. So it has created so many, cases like this. So the government got with this independent governments, there will be game of skill or game of chance. Okay, the rate of GST levy is 28%. GST is to be levied on total bet value. So there is no concept of joint fees, there is no concept of 18% GST. From first October 23 onward, on total bet amount, 28% GST is required to be paid. Another thing. I have deposited 1 lakh rupees on gold. That means if you lost 60,000 will be taken. If you want total amount, you will get it. That means on loss, he will take 60,000 rupees back and he will give me 40,000 rupees. Whatever the remitted amount is there, remitted amount should not be reduced from value of supply. That means on 100 rupees, GST will be levied. See, I kept 100 rupees. After I lost, I received back 40 rupees. That means net loss is 60 rupees. On net loss, I mean, on 60 rupees is not going to levy GST. Sorry, I have deposited 100, I lost 60 rupees. That means 40 rupees I got. On 60 rupees was the weighted amount. On 60 rupees, he is not going to levy GST. He is going to levy GST on 100 rupees. That means whatever the amount that is retained is there, that should not be reduced from value of supply. Whatever the bent amount or weighted amount is there, on that amount only 28% GST will be levied. So that's what was said here. Value of supply in case of online gaming, including online money gaming, it is given in Rule 31B. Notwithstanding anything contained in this chapter, value of supply of online gaming, including supply of actionable claims involved in online money gaming, shall be total amount paid or payable to be deposited with the supplier by way of money or money's worth. Any amount returned, you can see any amount returned or refunded by the supplier to the player for any reasons whatsoever, including player not using that amount paid or deposited with the supplier for participating in any event, shall not be deducted from value of supply of online money gaming. That means, are they like for the purpose of using that money for betting, I kept 1,000 rupees. He refunded me 1,000 rupees back. Still, GST will be levied on total 1,000 rupees. So whatever the reason for return is there, return of amount cannot be reduced from like that's it. And return of GST purpose కోసం calculate చేయండి. One more thing. In case of supply of services, if any advance amount is received, on advance amount also GST will be levied. But in case of supply of goods, if any advance amount is received, as and when advance is received, GST will not be levied. GST will be levied based on time of supply goods. But as per the recent amendment from 1st October 2023 onwards, even when actionable claim is classified as goods, right? As per goods, on advance amount, GST should not be levied. But there is clear point that is mentioned in the notification given 1st October 23 that even if any advance amount is received with regard to the supply of online money gaming, even though it is classified as goods, still GST is required to be levied. Yeah, GST rate on online gaming exclude rules. Game of skill charged on joint fees 80%. Game of chance charged on total win value 28%. But from now on, like total 28% GST will be levied on full face value irrespective of game of skill or game of chance. This is because I should this as the line between skill and chance can be thin in some cases. The tax authorities club together all online games, thus inviting the higher GST rate. But I personally feel whatever the GST taxation now is there, it is to simplify their procedures. But if you consider rationally, earlier GST rates were a bit more practical because those who are excelling skill, they are actually utilizing their expertise and it is ideal they should be charged 18%. But nowadays, entire amount is charged with 28%. So, online money gaming suppliers from outside India, they are mandatorily required to get registered under GST Act, under IGST Act. So for those persons who are mandatorily required to get registration, in that list, even these people are also included. Those who are providing services from outside India, online money gaming. Those who are providing online money gaming from outside India, they are also included in list of those persons who are mandatorily required to get registered. Tax invoice. See, anything is played in the internet only. Actually, there was a big group here. The person who is playing, he should mandatorily specify the state from which he is playing. Okay, based on that only tax invoice will be given. The loop is like he may specify another state also. Like I'm playing from Andhra Pradesh. If I give I'm playing from Karnataka, based on Karnataka he is going to issue tax invoice. Like with regard to taxability, nothing like there won't be any change. But actually Andhra state should receive the GST revenue, but it will go to Karnataka. Like apportionment of GST, whatever the IGST amount is there, center is going to apportion that IGST based on place of supply, correct? Based on every registered person either providing online money gaming from a place outside India to a person in India or providing OADR services from a place outside India to a non-taxable online recipient referred in section 14 of IGST Act or to a registered person other than a non-taxable online recipient shall file written in the form like written GSTR 5A on or before 20th day of the month succeeding. Like there is no change in due date, but the actual form is different. It is required to be filed in GST ADA. However, due date for deposit and filing return is 20th of the subsequent. So these are the changes in online gaming with regard to income tax and GST. Thank you very much. Yeah, I thought this is my first seminar. I gave my level best.
So thank you very much, sir, for your detailed discussion on online gaming and its taxation from GST perspective and income tax perspective. We definitely feel that it's not like your first session. Definitely, you did very well. As you are in teaching, I think that added a lot. But as myself as a speaker, definitely addressing members will have some turbulence at least for one or two seminars. Once you go through that, addressing members also will be equal as you do for students. So thank you very much for accepting our invitation and giving this lecture on. I request chairman of the branch to hand over a memento to the speaker. Yeah, Pawan garu. Thank you, one and all. Just as chairman sir pointed out, we have continuous packed sessions after this bank audit season. Please spread the word for your friends and like other members in the fraternity, and let's utilize this opportunity. Thank you. Thank you. Good night.